Who else is as excited as I am to get these headlights out? So I got the headlights out, and you know, funny thing, like you'd expect, the guy that put them in buggered up a whole bunch of stuff, taking them in and out, mainly around the edges of where the headlights open. And then also, he did that. Anyways, it wasn't really hard to take them in and out. The problem that I'm going to have is, if you look at this bumper, take a look at that lip. So there's a bracket that runs along the inside of this that's supposed to hold it all together, flat like that. And of course, it's not on there, or they didn't put it all on or something. But sadly, I thought I was just going to be able to slip some bolts in and go to town that way. But I'm going to have to take the whole bumper off, which isn't that big of a deal considering the headlights are out. With the headlights in, it's a way bigger job. But there's, just a few bolts on this inside lip right here that hold it in. So, do what you got to do. You can't really ask good money for a car when it's got gaps like that. The other thing that I thought was hilarious is, of course, these marker lights that were in the car were loose and rattling it around. And the reason why is because all the studs are either too short or broken off. Luckily, I have another set I can put in. But it's like, why would you put this stuff back in? I mean, they just sat and like rattled inside the car. It was quite ridiculous. So they fit in like that, but you could take it and literally they were this loose in the car. So that's trash. Also, there's a broken grill. I'll replace that. But let's get this front bumper off and see what we can do. I think there's only about 4 or 5 bolts that will hold it on. I have a few brackets that I can use for this bumper out of my part stash. It'll just only take me time, but do what you gotta do. This is the correct way to put these bumpers on. They probably just wanted to save a buck, broke the old ones and not wanted to put the money out for new ones, but that's how they go on. The ones I have aren't perfect, but they're gonna hold the bumper on a lot better. Here's all the hardware that goes with them, so it's just a question of bolting them on little by little, fitting it really nice, and making it look better. I have gotten this driver's side put on correctly, and you can see there's no longer a gap right here. Now, remember, this is a reproduction bumper, and they never ever fit it to the front clip, so it's not going to fit perfect, but it will fit better. And what I mean by better is, if you look right here, I mean, there's a small bit of a gap on this edge, which is normal, but this is remember what it used to look like? That's what it used to look like. It used to be poofy like that. So definitely an improvement. These bumpers never fit very well from the factory, and since they replaced it, it's not going to fit great anyway, but better is good. I've also found that I can get the headlights stuck in from the top with the actuators and the bulbs removed, so I'll show you how to do that when that time comes, but we have to paint some doors first. I know I've been slacking on making videos, but what I've been doing has been really boring, and you probably would want to watch it anyway. So this 77 right there needs headlights and it needs doors. Let me show you why. It needs headlights because there are no headlights, but the paint job on this car has a lot of imperfections, but the worst part is the doors. I don't know why. And you see these doors, I'm not going to paint. You see this? I can take this and chip crap pieces of junk off of it. See that? See how thick that is? I mean, I'm not going to try to take these doors apart, strip them, and find out what goodies are underneath them. So that's why I got the other set of doors. And luckily I already had them. But right there is the worst spot. These doors came off of a 76, so the inside metal panel is the same. And I have primed them, and this is the finished prime. Now I still have to sand. There's a couple imperfections. I painted them outside, so there's a few hairs that got stuck in the primer. But these doors, I stripped all the old paint off of them and got it down to the factory primer. So I know there's no bad spots. The only thing I had to do was on the driver's side, I had to Bondo in the holes for the mirror Now I still need to rough this in. You can still see the Bondo spot, but the 76 had the metal mirrors, and the 77 has the dual sport mirrors. So yeah, it's getting new doors, which is a great thing. Here are the headlights. They're basically all apart, so all I have here is the doors. I don't have any of the frames or any of that other kind of stuff, but they're primered as well, ready to go. I'll probably make more videos of it when I actually paint the black, but this is basically just step 2. I didn't record stripping the doors and the headlights of paint, but that's boring anyway. So there you go, one step closer to getting this car done, and once I get the doors and the headlights in, the car is going to be ready to go. I mean, it's a daily driver right now already, so there you go. Real quick, this is the inside of the car all finished up. It doesn't look as good as it could because it doesn't have door panels, but just to see it outside in the sun, it looks really, really good. I'm super proud of these seats and how the center console and the carpet all came out, so it's pretty awesome. Now before I start painting, I'm going to show you guys basically what I'm using. So this is my Harbor Freight Central Pneumatic paint gun. Not even an expensive gun, it's like 20 bucks, but it works good. Here is the paint that I use. It was this Omni Plus. I got it from a store called English Color here in Texas. Basically what I did is I brought down the gas cap off the 77 and had them match it. Now this paint is a 1-to-1 ratio to the reducer. So basically you take the paint and you add the same amount, the matching amount of reducer. Let me show you that. This stuff right here. And you add that 1-to-1, and then your paint's ready to spray. And you spray your coats of paint, you know, clearly after you've prepped everything, gotten it ready. Then you let that dry for about half an hour, and then from there you do your clear coat. And believe it or not, this is the clear that I had left over from when I did the front bumper and hood and that on this car. And so this you do as a 4-to-1 ratio, this clear coat and the activator. And let me show you that. It's not this one, it's gotta be this one. Okay, and it's this activator. Alright guys, well, in the clip that you guys just saw, I had some doors and primer, and you know what, I'll be the first to admit that I messed up. So I didn't prep them well enough, I didn't clean them well enough, and when I went to shoot paint on them, guess what? They turned out really crappy. Here are the doors that I gave up on. Imperfections are hard to tell on camera. There's Chopstick, he wants to play. And there's Noodle, who just pretty much stands around and watches. Anyway, if you can see on these doors, there's a couple spots that I guess I didn't get clean enough from the stripper or something, but I mean this looks like dirt, but it's in the paint. And okay, for example, right down here, yeah, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna waste any more of this expensive paint. So I decided, you know what, let's get rid of those doors, and I pulled a different set of doors off of a different car. I stupidly didn't make a video of the doors before I painted them because I was just like, I need to get this done before the weather turns cold. I kind of got lucky today. It's the very end of October, Halloween's tomorrow, and it's 75 degrees. So I needed to get it painted. But you can see this car right here, I mean, even though it's dirty, it had really decent, nice paint, and it was a good base that I could use. The doors were pretty much perfect with the exception of one little ding on the passenger side door. So I took those doors really quick and used those doors for my project. Here's the finished product with the second set of doors. I hope you guys can hear me. I still have my mask on. It's still kind of fumey in here. So this is 3 coats of color and 3 coats of clear. And the only thing right now that issues I have with it right now is you can kind of see some of the little dust specks that got stuck in the paint. But you know what? I think most of them will wet sand out, hopefully. If not,
it will match the rest of the car. I'm kind of scared that this is going to look way better than the rest of the car and be obvious, but we'll see. So this is the set of doors that were in better shape and need less prep, and I'm glad I went to these doors instead of the other ones. So there's me. Hi. Anyway, in the next video you will see all this stuff wet sanded and buffed and then installed in the car, and I'm hoping by then there'll be a little less orange peel. But there it is. Yep, I did this in my garage with a compressor and a Harbor Freight air gun. I bought really nice paint, but other than that, it cost me about $100 for the materials, which isn't bad at all. I'm happy with it. I'm hoping the car will look that much better with this done.